So this is going to be the start of the mountain show. First thing to do is to get good painting reference, and I wouldn't get photographs. Don't use photographs. So once again, painting reference be the number one thing. Then, oh, you can't hear me. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so anyways, what I want to show you guys is how to do this. So with tracing paper, what you're going to do is in the background, you're going to have hills that have a lot of different ups and downs to them. So if you can kind of tell how far away something is by how many hills. So in other words, if they have like one little bump, it's probably close. So like these, hold on one second, magic pencil. Mountains like this, far away. Mountains like maybe like 2 or 3, closer. And if you have one little angle here, that's like foreground. So you probably want like layers, so background, middle ground, and foreground. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Basically, after you outline your mountains on the tracing paper, cut it out using X-Acto knife and one of these mats. Self-healing mat is like this. That way you don't cut your paper or your desk. Okay, so then I got my tissue. Wad this up. Now instead of a flat pad, it's going to be more or less like a wad. So I'll show you. Right here, I'm going to take the tissue, wad it up. It's kind of a loose wad. Those textures will help you make it like a mountain texture almost. All right, so now I have my powdered graphite. I'll rub some of it off. And background hills have very little contrast to them, so it's almost like one value. So I'll line it up just like this. And my tissue, when you put the powdered graphite on, you're going to follow the direction of the hill. So if it's going up like this, you're going to go up that way. One second, let me get more powdered graphite. Line that back up. Shebang. All right, so then, like this one, angling up, so I'm going to go up with this. You can kind of tap it to get some other textures. It's kind of nice. And here, same thing. Tap and like fade it out as it comes down. You don't have to worry about being neat on this. Have a little extra bump, all the better. Okay, so that's the first step. So after I have that done, blocked out. So the background here is a little bit darker than I wanted, but not bad. Then you take a rounded eraser and slowly erase. So it's kind of like cirrus clouds. You can erase some highlights on here. And if you remember the cloud on the cloud action, do the same thing with mountains. So with the mountains, you're going to have like a little extra bump here, a little extra hill kind of thing coming down. Avoid lines, write down using the rounded part of the eraser. That'll get you a better job. Following the reference for the textures on there. And on this side, it's going to come up and then go down. So it's going to go down this direction. I will have this posted, but try to take good notes. All right, so then I have a little extra little bump right there, coming down. Oh, nice. All right, I don't like this one right here. Erase that a little bit more. So I'm not going to add a lot of shadows, though. Back here, you just add highlights. Don't add shadows. You're going to save shadows or the middle ground. Middle ground will have shadows. Background, pretty much no. Over here, as this mountain's going up, same thing. Roll it up. So you can see it doesn't take that long to do. Okay. And extra little hill over here. And once again, don't make these up. You got to make sure you're following the references for these things. And it could keep going, but I'll just leave that. Okay, that's done. Next phase is to establish scale. Write down, add some trees in there using a blending stump, graphite. So I'll do like a little cluster of trees here. And these aren't really too dark. Just medium little guys. Normally they're going to be in the ravines. And more trees are down here. Because the soil's better than up really high. over here. Another little guy over here, a little cluster. The reason why you have clusters of trees, though, because you have a boy tree meets a girl tree, and then there's little trees. I don't really want to go into too much details. You really are too. But in health science class, you probably covered some of that. All right, so I got some trees in there pretty fast. Laying stump, not tons of details. And up close, I can do a little bit larger one. Once again, kind of like a blurry little blob. Thicker one here. I'll give him a friend. Here you go, little buddy. All right, background mountain is done. Now, I'll show you guys how to do middle ground hills. Middle ground hill, you can kind of see this right here. It's like a lot more one big hill, then it kind of goes down. Maybe I'll like cut it right here. It's supposed to go over that, but I'm cheap. Yeah, I'll do it right there. Okay. And notice you don't have to erase the sky because it's pretty light, or it should be light. I'll put this right here. Nice big hill in the foreground. Oh, it's going to cover some of my lightning. This has more contrast. It's going to start off a little bit darker. Goes up here. Here's the top part. Get that in there. Oh, I might redo my lightning. All right, hold on 1 second. Come over here. That coming down. That looks like a good location. All right. All right, so now I got like a nice little middle ground there, so it's a middle ground hill. Now take the erase from here, it's a little bit steeper. Easier here, more contrast up here. With this, same kind of process. Take the eraser, anytime it comes out like a little bump, get in there and ease that out a little more. I'll start with the line, kind of like a cloud, then fade it. So it says more highlights and more shadows. A little bit of both. And over here, I'll do another one. Oh, it's kind of a cute one. Bring it down. And then the trees on here will establish like how close it is. Right now, we don't know. We're assuming it's closer, but we don't know how close. Another good one of these kind of hills, Edward Hopper, he does a pretty good job. No lines though, so there's no lines on these. Well, that's a line, but you gotta fade it out. Start off the line and then fade. As it comes up, get a little bit steeper, like right in here, super steep. Come down. I'll have this kind of get over there. The light highlight over here. And the hills, like everything in here, I don't know if you wrote it down yet, but write down everything is like hair. Start off with the basic value, erase out the highlights, add the shadows. So this one's coming along. Over here it's kind of boring, so I'll add another one. Right here it's flat, it's like a ramp. And right here, watch this. Big hill right here, so it's going to be a hill. Peak right here, goes down, and then goes bam, comes out here for another hill. Fade that out, so I'm going to go down this direction. And really soft erasing, so I'm using it flat. Don't go like this, it'll be a huge mess. It's ought to be like a flat eraser. Barely pull it up. Be able to get some good shading on there. All right, this side as well. That's kind of a hard edge there, but that's okay. I don't care, it's not my project. Okay, I'll come a little bump here, a little highlight there. And look, you're not watching. Keep focused. Okay, right here, do another little hill. All right, so this is all the basics right here. So that's gonna be done for that part. Now I'll show you guys how to do a few other things. So I'm doing the trees. I'll do like a little weed right here, for instance. Shrub. They look like trees until I get a tree next to it. Then to show the tree, I'm do like a layout pencil. The tree first, like as if it doesn't have any limbs on it. The size of the tree. Go in here. When you draw trees, you want to make sure the branches are kind of like lightning, where there's not going to be like a lot of snaky looking branches. Those are always kind of weird. And I would, even if your tree has a lot of leaves on it, I wouldn't recommend putting a lot of leaves. I mean, you can, but if you want to find a good tree, I would look up like wildlife paintings and throw in an animal of your choice. All right, so now I got some good contrast on there. Now for the leaves, this far away, it doesn't have to have no leaves on it. I like the lightning over there. And then here, with the blending stump, do some big patches of leaves. I'll do like half this tree. Put a big clump right here. And then when you're doing the leaves, make sure you guys know that you don't have the leaves just attached to the branch. You have to have the leaves floating away from the tree. Like that break apart parts in the clouds. Okay. You gotta watch out for patterns. Right now it's a little bit of a kind of a ball. I'll make a big mass of leaves right here. And you can see the sky through it as it gets higher up. More powder graphite. Scumble, little tiny dots. Itty bitty little guys. And that's how we start. This is round one of the trees. I'll show you round two. 1 second here. All right, so I started off all blurry, easy looking leaves. Only a blending stump. All right, now the magic part. So then after you have that, actually hold on. Doesn't look like it has enough leaves. I'm gonna make it a little happier. It's like, thank you, Mr. Stevens, I was cold. Yeah, that's why I gave you some more leaves, little guy. Thank you, I'm cozy now. That's what the tree's saying. Okay, now I have that part done. So now what you can do, take a layout pencil right here. You could add some little tiny detailed leaves. Just a few of them. Not a lot, baby girl. Just a little bit. Here's like little tiny dots. My leaves kind of look like this. They're kind of like little chunks. Little chunks. Over here. Oh my gosh, you're not watching. Keep watching. But I'm not doing trees. Doesn't matter. You're learning new techniques. You can apply these to other things. So once again, you don't want to do a tree with leaves if it's really close or big. It's going to be kind of hard to do. All right. That's it. Background hills, middle ground hill, tree. And that's it for now. I'll show you more later, so I can show you how to do buildings. Yep, foreground's coming up later.